Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am in my makeup studio full of sunshine. That's why I've got like that bizarre ray of sunshine at the top of the camera here, but I'm not complaining because it is sunny and it's gorgeous. So I have received the latest collection from Tom Ford. It is called Rose Exposed. So I picked up the eyeshadow quad and one of the two lipsticks. I don't know if it's actually worth the money. So I paid £80 for the eyeshadow quad and £50 for the lipstick. It's about $100 in the US for the quad, and I would say probably 70 for lipsticks. So let's find out if it's actually worth to spend this much money. With that same collection, you have also a perfume, you have a lip gloss and another lipstick. I really didn't care much for a clear, well, a very light pink lip gloss at I think £50. I think it's absolutely not necessary to have in your makeup kit. However, the lipsticks, the shades are gorgeous, and Tom Ford is doing well. I don't know, the creative director behind it. All the collections are so luxurious, and the eyeshadow quad, the beauty of Tom Ford is you can use them either wet or dry. So if you like to add a little bit more pigment but keep the same shade, you just add a little bit of water onto your brush and it's going to give you that super highly pigmented eyeshadow. So it's a plus, it's really nice. It's kind of the trademark of Tom Ford. And this is a limited edition if you guys are interested, and it's kind of just in time for Valentine's Day. That is literally like a month away. Well, a little bit over a month away, but it's just gonna go super fast. So if you're looking for a gift, this is actually a really good idea. I didn't pick up the perfume because I would much prefer smell it in person before purchasing it online. I just don't think it's the right thing for me to do if buying online without having a proper smell before. So let's go with the eyeshadow quad of Tom Ford. It is called Rose Exposed limited edition. It comes with the red velvet pouch as usual. You have two little tiny brushes as well inside, and these are the shade. Very, very nice, very sexy, very feminine. So two shades of pink at the top, a gold and a burgundy here, or a very much darker pink. Gorgeous, gorgeous. They are all satin finish. They are embossed with the rose and the TF designed for Tom Ford. The rose because this is the Rose Exposed collection. And as I mentioned, you can use them wet as well. It is beautiful. Tom Ford has usually a very great formula, super long lasting. The colors, the payoff is amazing. They're just everything that you would expect from a luxury eyeshadow. Is it worth actually to spend this much money just on an eyeshadow quad? I don't know. Let's see. So I'm going to swatch them. So I'm going to say goodbye to the perfect, beautiful embossed eyeshadow. So this is the first shade, very light, very shimmery, very reflective. Super, super nice, very soft as well. The second shade that is just a little bit more dark, a little bit more pink. Gorgeous shade. So this is the first one and this is your second one. So you can see they're all tone of pink, just different intensity and different declination of a shade of pink. Then the third one is more of a bronzy shade. Look at how the payoff is just gorgeous. You literally don't see, you really just see the shade and the color. You don't see my skin under. So great payoff, and like the satin finish, but look how they're luminous and reflective. It's a very sexy palette, I have to admit. It is really, really nice. And the last shade in the palette, the darker shade. So here are your 4 shades in the palette. 4 shades. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love the formula. I love the color payoff. And if I look in the sunshine, the reflection, the colors, like it is so sexy. It is just beautiful. It's very feminine. It's that sensual kind of palette. But I'm gonna throw you a curveball and say, if you compare it with the DIOR Backstage eyeshadow palette and the shade, the name is Smoky Essential, you pretty much have the same shade in the DIOR palette that you have in the Tom Ford. And the Backstage palette of DIOR is a fraction of the price, and you've got much more shades into it. So if you're looking for this type of eyeshadow quad, the shades, you want to have a little bit more for your money, I would say go for the DIOR Backstage Smoky Essential eyeshadow palette, because you literally have the same shade. It is literally the same thing, and you have more in the DIOR eyeshadow palette. They are satin finish, matte finish, so obviously you're not gonna have probably all the same finish, but you'll most likely have the same result. I don't think the eyeshadow palette from Tom Ford is actually worth this much money. Even though it is beautiful, it's gorgeous, I love it, I'm happy I have it, I don't think it's worth paying this much. Will I stop buying Tom Ford? No. But I think if you are looking for an honest review, if you want to buy it, go ahead. You know, but I don't think it's worth that much money. And the lipstick that I have is shade West Coast. It's that cinnamon shade. So this is the shade. It's really, really nice. It's a bit dark, but it is beautiful. The other shade was even darker. So I'm just gonna put it here so you guys can have a full picture of the collection. So it just goes with the palette really, really nicely. It is a satin finish. It is just a beautiful pigmented lipstick and super long lasting, very hydrating. I'm usually a big fan of Tom Ford lipstick. It is now time to put the palette onto the test and do a full try on. So let's get started. Let's start with the shade here, the second lightest shade in the palette on my mobile eyelid. Obviously, I already have the rest of the makeup done, just saving a little bit of time on the camera for today. I don't have that many eyeshadow palettes from Tom Ford. I used to have a few many years ago, and I finished them, never really replaced them. I kind of went off Tom Ford product for some reason. I felt like, I don't know, I didn't really like what was coming out as new product. So I'm kind of building up again my collection from Tom Ford. They are very good product, very long lasting. It is very high-end luxury, probably even more than Chanel or Dior, that is a little bit more mainstream. I think they're targeting probably a different base of customer. So this is the second lightest shade in the palette. It's pink. It is beautiful. It just applies very easily. There's no little residue down here at the bottom. It is a gorgeous shade. It's very soft. As I mentioned, it's such a sexy and feminine palette. I really like how it looks. It is really, really nice. Do you already have this shade in a different eyeshadow palette? Probably. Chances are you already have this sort of shade in one of your palette. I'm pretty sure I would say Anastasia Beverly Hills maybe, or who does well, the Dior Backstage palette, definitely. But I'm sure if I go and just look over, I'm sure I will find a nice, a different brand that has similar eyeshadow palette as well. Now I'm gonna add some of that bronzy shade here. And come just on the outer corner of the eye. I have to admit the shades are blending just really nicely with each other. So I'm adding the same shade just here at the bottom of my eyelashes, just under. Same thing on this side. And I'm going to add the burgundy shade in my crease. I've got a small crease brush. Because I want to really focus this shade just in the crease. And to finish, I'm going to add the lightest shade here in the palette. Just here, completely at the top. Just like this. Kind of cleaning up as well around the eye. That's the eye makeup done. The result is beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very sexy. I love it. It's very, yeah, it is very feminine, very sexy. As I said, the palette is just oozing that femininity. Just in time for, you know, date nights and getting into that spring where, I don't know, there's that little thing in the air. But I don't know, I feel like we probably already have all of those shades in just different palettes. Anyhow, let's try the lipstick. So I'm going to line my lip with my Makeup Forever Endless Cacao pen. Just like this. Right, let's try on the lipstick. I assume it will hide all of the lip liner anyway. It's more as a guide than anything else. Yeah. So this is the complete look with the Rose Exposed collection. I really like the look. I think it's very sexy. It's very feminine. The lipstick is really nice. It's a little bit dark, but I think it's because it's such a rich and creamy formula. It's a bit thicker as just a satin finish lipstick. You do feel it a little bit more on your lips. If you like to have something very light on your lips, this might not be the right formula for you because you do feel that you have a little something on your lips. It's not like the Chanel, the Rouge Allure Velvet or the Dior Satin Finish where it's, or even WESTMAN Atelier, the Lip Sweat, where it's just so light that you actually don't feel anything. This one, you do feel something, but the color payoff is amazing. It's a really nice color. It's, however, extremely hydrating, and it does smell a little bit oily. In the ingredients, there's a lot of glycerin and oil, and you do smell a little bit the oil. It's not unpleasant. It's very common in lipstick. I think Lancôme is very much like that as well. It doesn't taste, you don't really, like, it's not an overpowering smell, but there's a little bit of a smell. It smells like a proper lipstick. I really like the final, really like it. I love how the eye makeup is just full of reflection. It's that very much satin finish with all that reflection, that luminosity. It is beautiful. It's a good makeup if you have a date upcoming. It's a great look for date night. However, I am going inside to bake cookies, so you know, I mean, priorities, right? Final thoughts on, is it actually worth this much money? I don't know. I'm kind of divided between yes, because I know Tom Ford is a high end. It's the luxury of the luxury. I know it's super long lasting. The formula is beautiful, and the result is always amazing. If you're a bit tight on the budget, you can skip it. You know, it's, even though it's a limited edition, I think you can find this same shade in many other brands and many other collections. As I was showing before, the Dior Smoky Essential Backstage palette, you're gonna have the same look. Lipstick, I'm pretty sure if you go to the pharmacy and look for L'Oreal, you'll find something very, very, very close. Let me know, guys, what you think down below. I'm really curious to read your comments. Will I buy again Tom Ford, the new collection? 100%, because I love Tom Ford. I know what I'm getting. I think that's the thing with Tom Ford, you know what you're going to get. It's always that safe bet of luxury, great formula, super nice color payoff. So that's kind of, there's no surprises there. You know what you're getting. But then it's up to you to decide if you think it's worth it or not. So as usual, I will list down below in the description all the other product that I have used for today's makeup that honestly is looking really, really nice. It's flawless makeup day to go bake some cookies. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell as well to receive a notification whenever a new video is being posted. A big thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.